Well, alrighty. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I say it every day, wherever you're watching the live stream this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Friday afternoon here. I hope you're all having a wonderful Friday so far. Let's jump into some of the day's top stories. And first, let's begin with a story, in case you missed it, out of Limestone County. Yesterday, a man was flown to a nearby hospital after he was stabbed on Yarborough Road. 48's Nick Ballinger with everything we know about this situation. Nick?
The helicopter lifting off from a field in Limestone County is the end of a violent evening on Yarborough Road. It was headed straight for Huntsville Hospital with a man who had been stabbed inside. One witness who didn't want to be identified saw the whole thing just feet away.
He just jerked the knife and ripped them open. So, I mean, blood gushing everywhere. There's just so much blood. I can't get it out of my mind right now.
Limestone County deputies have arrested 53-year-old David Long. The witness says this all started over a motorcycle.
He wanted to borrow Dudley's motorcycle, and Dudley said no. He took it anyway. They followed him back to the barn with his motorcycle, make sure he got back over here. So we made it back. Dudley tried to get him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. So
he says Long came back with the victim's motorcycle. When the victim confronted Long for taking his bike, that's when the witness said it escalated.
Seen David up in the yard with his motorcycle there. Dudley got out of the car and asked him to leave. He wouldn't leave, so David come running towards him with a knife. And at the same time, Dudley punched him, David stuck him at the same time.
The man says he knows the victim well and is just hoping he survives.
He's a good dude, man. He's real laid back, easy going. He help anybody, man. Give his shirt off his back, man, if you need it. You know, he's like everybody else around here that's good, stuff like that.
Well, we are now 24 days into the federal government shutdown, and it's really impacting several Huntsville businesses near the Arsenal. These eateries rely on federal workers coming into their restaurants. 48's Noah Cowell on the latest impacts.
These last few weeks have not been easy for the restaurants that are right next to one of the gates going into Redstone Arsenal. They have heavily relied on federal workers coming in during their lunch breaks, and since this shutdown started, those workers haven't come in. Claire Ayala with Huntsville-Madison County Chamber says from the estimated 18,000 to 20,000 furloughed workers here in Huntsville, most have avoided going out to eat since the shutdown started.
We know that they are tightening their belts though right now. We know that they are being careful with their spending. It's not clear when this is going to end. We hope it ends soon. We hope both sides come to a resolution.
Matthew Crane, who manages these 3 restaurants next to the Redstone Visitor Center, says they're also losing the customers who would normally go in and out of the gateway every day. Crane says since the shutdown started, they've lost 20 to 30% of their typical foot traffic.
The guest counts have gone down quite a bit, foot traffic at all 3 locations. We've even had catering orders cancel, some events cancel. So right now we're just trying to stay positive.
If you're out there watching this and you can go out to eat 2 times a week, please do. Our small business community needs you, and our servers would be happy to come in and see you at their restaurant and give you great service.
Crane says the restaurant's main goal right now is to give the guests that do come in the best possible experience that they can, because this shutdown is just simply out of their control. He says while everyone is playing the waiting game, his thoughts and wishes are with the people who don't have a paycheck right now. Reporting in Huntsville, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
And now heading out to Priceville, where one family is still picking up the pieces after losing nearly everything in a camper fire earlier this week. 48's Sarah Grace Kennedy spoke with that family and has more.
It was like living in a nightmare. It was like I was in slow motion. It's like I couldn't move the way I needed to. It took us about probably 3 to 4 minutes to get out the first time, and then I went back in for the other 2 kids. But at one point in time, we looked at each other and didn't know if we was going to make it out or not.
Kyle Wilkerson and his family were asleep inside their camper earlier this week when it caught on fire. Wilkerson's wife Tammy woke up to a room full of smoke, along with no smoke detectors going off. Tammy quickly woke everyone up and ran to the main door. However, that door was melted shut.
We went through the bathroom way and I got them out and got them down to the bottom and let them out, and I seen that the ceiling was on fire and there was flames coming off the top of the ceiling, so I come back up the stairs and kicked the main door in right there and got my daughter and got her down the stairs, and then I grabbed my son and come out, and it was fully engulfed at that point.
Wilkerson says that he doesn't believe him and his children would still be alive if it wasn't for his wife waking them up. He says the smoke alarm didn't go off until about 5 minutes after they were all out of the camper. Although Wilkerson narrowly managed to get his wife and 3 young children out of the camper, he sadly couldn't get his 3 dogs out.
I tried to come back in for the dog, but it was too much flames, and it wasn't nothing I could do at that point. It was just engulfed.
Everything in the camper burned up that night, except their Bible. The outside cover was burned, but you can still read every page.
I had chills over I kept it. I want to frame it, at least some of it. It's a blessing. I believe in God and always have, and I just know that was the only way we made it out.
The Wilkersons also had other people looking out for them as well. Their neighbor, Cynthia Behunin, was heartbroken for the family when she saw their family's camper had burned down.
I feel a connection to them because we both have multiple children, and sometimes my children are out playing, their children are out playing, and we're always see each other and wave hello.
Behunin wanted to do something for the family, despite never officially meeting them.
I was not home that night that it happened. When I came home at about 4:45 in the morning and I saw the camper, and I thought, oh, they're a family with young children. So I packed up some of my children's old clothes from 4 in the morning till 7.
Behunin didn't just stop there. She networked with several people to drop off donations at the office. She also got in connection with a thrift store to pick up clothing for the whole family. She even traveled to Athens to pick up even more donations from a church.
It's a beautiful feeling that we're really a tight-knit community. If something happens to me, I would like to think that they would rally together and help me as well.
In about 8 hours, there was a whole room full of clothes and tons of money donations, food, a place to stay. The community's been more than great, still giving, continuing to give, and I'm super blessed for that.
Such a tragic situation. I can't even begin to imagine. But now we're going to take a quick break, but coming up, sports. One played on the gridiron and the other on the ice. Previewing the Huntsville Havoc home opener tonight, as well as our high school football game of the week. You know we had to talk about some high school football, no doubt about it. Now in week 9, it's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, break time is over. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the 4. Now let's talk a little sports. The Huntsville Havoc played their home opener tonight against the Pensacola Ice Flyers. Let's take a look at what we can expect out of Huntsville's favorite hockey team this season. Let's take a look.
A roaring crowd, cowbells, and a rabid fan base. Just a few of the ways the Huntsville Havoc create chaos on and off the ice.
The lights are red on the arena, there's crowds in the park. It's more than just a sporting event for downtown. It's a big community event now, and it really has a great impact on the downtown Huntsville area.
Time and time again, record-setting crowds fill up Probst Arena for hockey action. It's felt firsthand by Samantha Nielsen with the Von Braun Center.
We're told all of the time by teams that are coming here and also the fans who are home for our team that this is the best arena in the league to come to.
The team is on a sellout streak of over 40 games, making the team's executive general manager, Glenn DiTullio, feel another great season is on the way.
I think for our staff, it almost feels like Christmas, to be honest with you. There's a lot of build-up in the off-season. I think a lot of teams have sellouts, but to do it consecutively as long as we've been doing it, and really just maybe in a market too that people wouldn't expect it, I think makes it even more unique.
In the SPHL, players come from far and wide, but they're all united under one goal.
In a lot of ways, they're regular people that are just living out their dream, and like I said, they just love playing. They're passionate about it. I think what they want the fans to see is how much they love the game, and I think they appreciate how much the fans love cheering for them too.
Yeah, what I'm talking about, let's go Havoc. And also tonight we got us some high school football now in week 9. The final regional week of the season as the regular season concludes next week. Crazy to think we're literally only 2 weeks away from the playoffs. It literally feels like yesterday we were gearing up to begin our high school football coverage this season. Week 1 was approaching, and now we're just 2 weeks away from the pigskin playoffs. But in week 9, our 48 game of the week this week is Muscle Shoals and Hartselle from Hartselle High. 48's Kaylee Tinglestad with a first look.
The battle for supremacy in Class 6A Region 7. Muscle Shoals and Hartselle, 2 of the top programs in North Alabama, both undefeated and a perfect 5-0 in region play. The Trojans ranked 3rd in Class 6A, the Tigers ranked 4th. Both of these teams dominant on both sides of the ball. Hartselle, the home team, Friday night leads the region in both passing and rushing yards. Through 8 games, the Tigers have over 2,300 yards on total offense and have scored over 300 points. The Tigers will have to deal with a suffocating Muscle Shoals defense. Only one team has put up more than 1 score against the Trojans, and they've only allowed 34 points through 7 games. While on the other side, Muscle Shoals offense averages over 39 points a game, but that'll be tested by the Hartselle defense that allows just 7 points on average. 2 prime teams fighting it out in this region finale. Football you won't want to miss. Kaylee Tinglestad, 48 Sports, on your side.
Yeah, football! Looks like a touchdown to me from the Hartselle Tigers at the end of that clip right there. But gonna be a good game tonight. Muscle Shoals taking on Hartselle. Love this regional matchup right here. And of course, we'll have our 48 Blitz tailgate tour from Hartselle High School at 5:35 this afternoon. You can watch that tailgate tour wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. We'll have all the pregame happenings. We'll have some interviews with some students, maybe some players, the coaches. Who knows? You'll have to be there to see it. 5:35 on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream for that pregame happening at Hartselle High School. You're just not going to want to miss it. And after that, in our 10 o'clock show tonight, we'll have all the sights, sounds, and highlights from Week 9 of the high school football season. 48 Blitz, as well as our 48 Blitz OT digital show right after our 10 o'clock newscast. We'll have all the highlights, everything you need to know as we move into Week 10 and the final week of the high school football season. And if you want to know the score for any of the games happening tonight, let me go ahead and pull up the website right here for you all. We'll go to WAFF.com. You go to this top column right here. You'll click on sports. And then in this column under sports, you'll go to sports scores. These are all the matchups happening tonight now in Week 9. A lot of regional play this week as it is the final week of regional play. A lot of really good games tonight. Look at this 3A matchup here, Fife and Geraldine. Heated rivals right there. That's going to be an exciting one, no doubt about it. And so many really, really great games. Randolph, North Jackson here in 4A. Westminster Christian, New Hope. Let's see, we have Priceville and Russellville. Boaz and Arab. We got Athens, Decatur. That's a rivalry right there. Yeah, a lot of really good games tonight, and we'll be updating our website in real time as these scores come in. As you see, the 2 games played last night, East Lawrence and Deschler. Deschler got the win 56-0 last night, as well as Gadsden City made Jemison. A much closer game, Gadsden City reigns victorious with a 13-12 win over May Jemison. Those were the games last night, but gonna be another exciting week. Huntsville, Bob Jones, definitely do not want to count out that game right there. But yes, that is how you can find all the scores in real time as they come in tonight. But now let's go into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. A lot of covering the courts this afternoon. One of them, a murder trial in Morgan County. And in the Shoals, the jury selection for a Lauderdale County judge charged with 16 counts of the use of office for personal gain. Finally, get the latest on the Magic City Classic down in Birmingham coming up. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And I believe we have just enough time for it. Let's go into Facebook fun. And this was a Facebook question we asked a couple days ago, I believe on Wednesday. What is your go-to picnic meal or snack? And you all had such super awesome comments that I had to bring it back for a second day. So what is your go-to meal for a picnic, or what is your go-to snack for a picnic? I think I said on Wednesday, mine is definitely a bucket of chicken. You cannot go wrong with a bucket of chicken for a picnic. Get some mashed potatoes in there, some gravy on those mashed potatoes, some mac and cheese, coleslaw. Get it all. It doesn't matter if it's from KFC, Bojangles, Popeyes. I like it all. I just love that bucket of chicken. That is the perfect picnic meal for me. But let's see what you all had to say. Angela, she said Guthrie's chicken fingers with sides. Hey, you can't go wrong with that, 100%. Guthrie's, I have not tried Guthrie's yet, but that is definitely something I'll be eyeballing in the near future, absolutely. Thank you, Angela. Stephanie said Champy's. Yes, it's a must when doing picnics with the grandbabies. Oh, so sweet. And I know there's a Champy's in Madison, but I was first introduced to Champy's actually at the one near Chattanooga. I think I was driving from Georgia to Tennessee. I was stuck in a bit of traffic on I-75, and I had to get off at an exit, the first exit once you cross the Tennessee state line, and there it was, Champy's. I tried it that day. It was so good. I'm hooked. I need to go to this Madison Champy's as well. But yes, cannot go wrong with some Champy's. Thank you, Stephanie. And then Angela, or Angie Thomas, she said bologna crackers. I'm not sure if she meant to say bologna crackers or like there needed to be a comma in between bologna and crackers. Either way, it sounds really good to me, and it sounds like the perfect meal for a picnic, no doubt about it. I love bologna, especially when that bologna's fried and it's on some bread with some mayo in between. Nothing like a fried bologna sandwich, absolutely. Angie, thank you for commenting, and everyone who commented on our 48 Facebook question. I greatly appreciate it. Always makes my day seeing y'all's comments, seeing everything y'all have to say. But y'all, that is just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four, but I say it every day. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to Before the Four this afternoon. Hope you all enjoyed tonight's evening newscast. Have a great weekend, and as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.